that they fold, but sometimes you bluff and you get there. And sometimes you're actually bluffing with the best hand also. And in this particular time, I bluffed with 3 outs against them and I got there.
Rivering 3-outers is a good way to make 100K in this game, but it also helps to know what you're doing.
You gonna play the rush with the straddle?
I still, when I'm plus, I'll straddle every time.
All right.
Actually, you're
binding.
I give you.
So when it's your money, you'll straddle every
Aren't
time.
you plus?
No, I'm just, I mean, you know.
I give you some good advice though. You're better off straddling when you're down.
Exactly. When you're plus, you need to sit on that stack.
No, you don't need to sit on it, but.
No, I only straddle every time if everybody straddles. Right now, I'm not gonna straddle. But if everybody straddles, I get a little chips in front of me. I'll straddle with you.
Come on, Troy, everybody's doing it.
Barry is raised with a pocket pair. Action folds to the straddler, who calls.
To say Rahim's a big dog would be an understatement. He's like Marmaduke.
Check in the dark.
Rick checked in the dark, 5-ace-7 on the flop.
Barry's got the best hand, but somehow Rick still manages to flop a draw while completely dominated.
Barry bet 3,500. Rick called.
Check in the dark.
Checked in the dark again.
Rahim's trying to get cute with all this checking in the dark, but I don't think it's going to work on a guy like Greenstein.
Board pairs on the turn. And Barry checks with the lights on. King on the river.
The 7 wasn't a great card for Barry since Rahim routinely calls with any pair.
Rahim reaching for chips and bets 10,500. And Barry calls.
You win.
Yes, a pot of more than 34 grand.
Barry decides 2 6s wasn't worth a value bet, but did have some showdown value.
It was a great flop for me, but it never improved.
Barry's seen more than a few river bluffs at this point from Rahim. He knows he's got a better than average chance. He's firing with complete air.
So Rick Rahim lost that pot, but he is currently tied with Viffer in total pots won at 31%.
The reason Rick's losing is because he's been bluffing so much. Literally everyone is calling him. Viffer, on the other hand, has had the goods when he's been getting involved in hands. Bottom line, even though they are tied in pots won, the difference between Viffer and Rick is about 150,000 right now.
Is that your straddle?
I'm sorry, I thought it was my blind.
I'll give you the extra 100 if you want. The extra 3. You want to straddle? There you go.
So Rick donates 300 so the loose cannon can complete the straddle.
Nice, but also Rick Rahim is finding new ways to get money into the pot. He's negative EV in this hand before the cards are even dealt.
The loose cannon is straddling. Pocket 7s for Viffer. Calls. Barry folds. Antonio. The big yawn, and he's out. Same for Chau. Rick's in. Suited connectors for Troy Howard. Checks. 3 to the flop.
Viffer limps with his pair while he's got Rick and the loose cannon involved.
9-Jack-7. Viffer flops a set. Rick checks. Troy checks. And Viffer bets 2,000. Rick folds. The loose cannon calls.
This is a pretty dicey spot for Troy.
Get him, Troy.
He's finally caught a piece of the flop, a pair and a gut shot. He's pretty well crushed unless he hits his gutter ball.
6 of hearts on the turn, and Howard checks.
Troy just picked up a lot more outs. He's now open-ended with a flush draw.
Viffer bets 3,000. Troy quickly calls.
Troy would love to see a free card there. Viffer wants to make sure he pays the draw.
Deuce on the river.
It's the deuce of bricks, actually.
Troy checks. Viffer fires 6,000.
This is a relatively small bet in relation to the size of the pot. It's a value bet. Viffer most certainly wants a call.
And Troy does call and sees the bad news.
Whoops.
Man, that turn was a hell of a turn.
Man, you make some hands.
That's for you.
Viffer's happy to keep stacking his chips up.
Pair, a flush draw, and a straight draw, all on the turn. Not that good, though. Nice hand. 7,000, I fold.
Whee! The Vifster.
I told you I'm a lucky man. I live in Las Vegas. I get to play with Antonio. I mean, what could be better?
PokerStars.net is now offering you poker tips directly on your phone. We will send you text messages and video tips from the PokerStars.net pros. All you gotta do is text POKER to the short code 52525. Really easy. Text message POKER to 52525 now. Standard text message rates apply.
Welcome back to Las Vegas, where the loose cannon ship is beginning to take on water. Right now, Troy Howard sits at a deficit of nearly 40 grand, more than $100,000 behind the leading loose cannon, Nadia Magnus, for that North American Poker Tour passport.
I did not come here to bluff Barry Greenstein.
But you did it anyway.
It was a good play while you were here.
But you did it anyway.
No, I'm just saying that it's winning is why I came here.
I came here just to get a date with Amanda.
Isn't that nice?
I don't like your chances.
You're a couple million short.
That's not nice.
Not nice, but I don't see her volunteering to go on the date.
Chau, king 7 suited, raises to 1100. Rahim folds. Troy on the button. Ace 9 suited.
Last time Troy had ace 9 of spades, he called and then folded for 10% of his stack.
He calls. Viffer folds. Barry Greenstein, king jack. Calls.
Troy's a slight favorite heading into this flop.
10-9 Trey. Barry checks. Chau checks.
Troy flopped the best hand, and he's got position.
Leads out 2,500.
2,500.
Barry's got 2 overcards and a gut shot.
And Barry makes the call. Chau folds.
Needed to bring a politician.
So from 3 on the flop to a pair on the turn, which is the 5 of diamonds. Barry checks.
Troy's still out in front with his pair of 9s.
And bets 5,000.
Okay.
And Barry's out of here.
Decides he doesn't want to chase his straight anymore.
And Troy picks up a little cash.
Dun, 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 dun.
Thought he was gonna push me right there. I said, yes, yes.
Troy won that hand, but I'd like to see him start getting more active before the flop. He's calling 36% of the pre-flop raises, which is the second highest at the table, behind Rick Rahim, who's off the charts at over 50%. It's no coincidence that the 2 guys who are just calling the most pre-flop are amongst the biggest losers.
The loose cannon folds to get us going this hand. Suited connectors for Viffer. Raises to 1,200. Barry's out. Antonio, he's been quiet as of late. And will remain so.
Okay.
Chau folds.
I thought we had an agreement.
What's that? If there's a king or queen on the flop, I fold. That's the agreement. You can count on that.
The flop. 5 Trey 4.
I can't fold this hand, though.
Rick checks.
Rick's got the best hand with ace high. He also has a gut shot draw.
Viffer bets 1,000.
Isn't that less than you bet on pre-flop?
Rick calls.
Viffer's got a gut shot as well.
Another 4 on the turn.
Rahim picks up a flush draw to go with his ace high.
Somehow I know you're going to beat me again. I'll play small ball with you.
3,000.
Rahim
Okay.
bets 3,000. Quick call from Viffer.
Congratulations. I'm sure you're going to hit the river. Whatever,
No river, no fish.
whatever you may need, I'm sure you're getting there.
10 of spades on the river.
Check.
Rick checks.
5,000.
Viffer bets 5,000.
Rahim's got the best hand. Tough for him to know that, though.
I don't know how I can miss every draw I've had tonight. I fold. Nut flush draw, straight draw, everything.
Man, that guy would never pass so easy for you, this game. Easy game for you.
Hey, listen,
I flop a set every time.
Show me, I don't believe you. It doesn't matter if you had 2 pair or set 1 pair. I was either going to beat you or I wasn't.
So Viffer has made a believer out of Rick as that bluff puts him up almost 135 grand. Barry is the only other player at the table showing a profit. The loose cannon, Troy Howard, lost 10,000 more on the night and is now down 35K.
It's pretty simple. If Troy wants to walk out of here with any cash at all, he's going to have to get more aggressive.
Okay, that's the end of another night. While Viffer is running over the table, our loose cannon Troy continues to struggle. Tune in tomorrow to see if his fortunes will change or whether his dream will come to an end. I'm Amanda Leatherman saying goodbye for now, and remember, if you've got the cash and the guts, there's always a seat open at the big game. See you next time.
If you want to appear on the big game and be a loose cannon, simply log on to PokerStars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day. For Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose. We'll see you tomorrow night.
You're down 25,000.
I'm down 25,000, but that's completely acceptable and normal in a game this big, you know, to this man who is a sick degen.
The money lasts, the luck will come.
The preceding program was sponsored by PokerStars.net.